G'day all Indigenous families. Today I'm going to take you through a few stretches because stretching is really good for your mind, body, and soul. Alright, so what I'm going to start with is my shoulders. I'm going to do a few shoulder rolls back. Really work on my upper back muscles. Get those muscles moving, get them nice and warmed up. I am planning on taking a little jog and I want to see how far I can get today. So I have to warm up those muscles, turn those shoulders around to the front. Alright, now we're going to cross our arm over. Hold our hand on our shoulder and give a gentle pull. You should feel this in your tricep. Now to the other side. This side is definitely more tight. I could feel it in the back of my shoulders rather than in my tricep. Very good. You can even pull to the left. So what I'm doing is I'm grabbing my wrist, lifting up, and pulling to the right. I kind of feel this in my side, like on my torso right here. I also feel it in my muscles right there. Now to the other side. Very good. You can even do a few circles like that. So just put your fingers intertwined and do a large circle around your head. You could feel all your muscles in your shoulder blades getting loosened up. Let's go the other way. Don't forget to breathe in, and don't forget to breathe out. Perfect. Now I'm going to do big circles with my arms to the back. You can also do one arm at a time if you'd like. Now I'm going to go forwards. The other day when I was doing this, my elbow kept popping. Elbow's still getting better from it being fractured. And then we can even do a few elbow circles. And if you're going to do that, what I recommend is squeezing your shoulders up and back. Really get those muscles working in your shoulder blades. Speaking of shoulder blades, a great exercise. Put your hands up straight, as high as you can. Bring your shoulders back and pull on as far as you can with each elbow backwards. So back and then lower, lower, lower. And then from here, open up your arms, really bring them back, fold them back down, really squeeze in between those shoulder blades. Bring your hands to the same level. You can even do a few pulses here. You'll feel it in your mid back there. Really great loosening exercise. And then one as low as you can, and you'll feel it in your low back. You should also feel it in your sternum a little bit too. Okay, my shoulders are nice and warm. So what I'm going to do now is, actually what would be better is opening up your legs a little bit wider for this. And then drop your hand down to your knee and reach over as far as you can. Don't forget to breathe. As you can tell, my right side is definitely more flexible. It can go much lower. So that means more stretching for me. And if you notice anything in your body, feel free to stretch every single day and get that loosened up. Perfect. Now I'm going to do a few back stretches. So just very gentle. Make sure your back is nice and straight. You can even put a little bend in your knee if it's a little bit too harsh. And then do a few little pulses. So you should feel this in your spine a little bit, in your lower mid back. You can even go even lower if you'd like. Remember to take your time. Go as slow as you need to. Breathe in, breathe out. Now from here, I'm going to hold my elbows like so. Drop down. And just give a gentle sway. You can even bend your knees if you want, just a tad. Or just completely drop down and give a gentle sway. This will help you loosen your hips a little bit and give a gentle pull in your knees. There we go. And come back up as slow as you can. Perfect. Great. So now what we're going to do is we're going to work on stretching our thighs out. So what we're going to do is pick up one of our foot and balance on your foot. If you're unable to balance, you can have a chair nearby and grab your left foot and give a gentle pull to the back of your bum, like so. Make sure you're supporting yourself in your abdominals. As you can tell, I'm kind of leaning here, but I'm trying to get as straight as I can. All right, switch to the other side. And you can also change your chair on the other side or just have two chairs. It's really important to stretch before you go running and warm your body up. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to open up our legs and bend our right knee, and this will stretch your muscles along the inside of your leg. You can do a little bit of pulsing. That way it gives a gentle stretch rather than a full-on stretch. And switch legs. You can tell this side is definitely more loose than the other, as I can go a little bit lower, and I can even stretch out this opposite leg a lot further. Perfect. You can even go from side to side. Remember, only do what you can. You don't need to keep your legs as far apart as I am. You can have them in a little bit closer, as long as you can still feel the stretch. That's all that matters. And then you can work on making your stance wider and getting those muscles nice and loose. Perfect. Okay. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna pan my camera down so you can see what I'm doing with my feet. Okay. You won't be able to see my head, but keep your toe on the floor and then simply rotate your ankles to the right. You can even follow along with your knee, and then to the left. Really get those ankles and knees nice and loose. And then switch. Go to the left. Go to the right. Perfect. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my heel on the floor, like so. And I'm gonna go down and grab my foot a little bit. You'll feel a nice stretch alongside this muscle here. You can count to 10 or you can count to 5, however long you need. And then switch legs. Perfect. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sit on the floor now with my legs in a V shape. Okay? Now, I'm simply just gonna reach in front of me like so, and this gives a nice stretch on the inner legs here. You don't have to go too far, guys. As far as you need to, or if you want, you can try to bring your elbows to the ground. I'm just gonna do a few pulsing motions because my muscles are definitely not that flexible, but it's flexible enough that I can do a few repetitions of trying to put my elbow onto the ground. Perfect. Great. You can even reach out to your left foot with your hands, grab the tip of your toes, or like I'm doing, I could grab my midfoot and stretch up with your right hand. You can even go lower now that your hand's up. This gives a nice stretch in your leg as well as your side. All right, I'm gonna go to the other side. Definitely not as flexible on this side because I injured my knee a few weeks ago from skiing, but day by day. All right, reach that hand up. Even my elbow and my shoulder blade is a little stuck on this side. Go. So I just had to lift up my hand first and then reach over. Perfect. Great. You can even bring your feet in, do a little bit of butterflies. These are always really fun. Really get those hips stretched out. You can even grab your feet if you'd like. I'm grabbing my ankles because that's a lot easier for me. And if you'd like, you can bring your feet even closer to you and do a few more butterfly moves. Perfect. Stretch your right leg forward. Ooh, okay, and bring your right foot as close as you can to your pelvic area, and this will stretch out your knee. So because this knee is still injured. I'm not able to put it down completely to the floor, but my goal is to try to make sure it goes to the floor, but I don't want to overdo it and I don't want to hurt myself. So that little noise I made earlier, I had gone way too fast for my body, so make sure it is, so you want to make sure that your movements are very slow, especially if you have injuries. Okay, and do a few pulsing movements. Goes nice and slow, and then switch over. You're now going to stretch out your right leg. Yes. You're now going to stretch out your right leg and bring your left foot into your pelvis. Make sure your back is nice and straight. As you can tell, I don't really have a lot of movement here compared to my other leg. And I can also bring my foot a lot more close to my pelvis. Okay. You can even stretch down if you'd like. Really good, good maneuver for stretching out your hips. Make sure you lift your toes up to the sky. Okay. Not too sure I can do that with the other side just because of my knee, but I'm just going to put my foot, my right foot on my left knee because I don't want to hurt myself. So I don't want to push it too far. Perfect. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a few what yoginis call cat cows. So basically I'm gonna lift my back up like a cow and then sink my back in. Actually, I wonder if it's... So what I'm gonna do is sink my back in like a cow, and then I'm gonna get scared like a cat and bring my spine into a nice rounded curvature, like so. And then do the same, and you're gonna look up, breathe in through your nose, breathe out, and then get your spine curved again. Very good. Perfect. So all of these stretches took me about 18 minutes. You can do a less amount of time. You can do 15 minutes. You can do 20 minutes. Whatever is best for you. And if you're just starting, even 5 to 10 minutes is good. Even 5 to 10 minutes is good because you're just starting out. You can even, oh hey, I found a new stretch. You sit on your knees like this if you're capable, and then just reach down to each knee. So this is now 19 minutes. But hey, I'm gonna see you next time, and hopefully you guys enjoyed these stretches. Anna!